Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastion Envi, strong style cinephile, your reigning defending SCW Cruiserweight Champion, of course. Now, Thunderbolts. Let's geek about it for a scan a few minutes, and I actually mean it this time because got about an hour till I got to head over to the theater and watch it again. Little scheduling snafu made it so I bought a ticket for the 7 o'clock show, and then bought a ticket for the 3:30 show. Shoot got canceled, so I'm gonna go watch it again. So let's geek about it. Like I said, first scan a few minutes. The movie, I'm not going to go beat for beat. It's not going to be a spoiler-ish review. Although, they put out a tweet, or somebody put out a tweet that said a surprising death happens early on in the Thunderbolts. It's not spoilers, but it is spoilers, but it's not spoilers. It's Taskmaster. Like, we see her in the opening, like, little bit where they're all fighting each other, which we can gather, even from the trailers, is early on in the film. And then there's nothing with her for the rest of the film. Obviously, she's the one that dies. And yes, she's the one that dies. It's not surprising. Like, 1 + 1 is 2. That's how, like, surprising that shit was. So, yeah, outside of that, it was a very, very good movie. Action was good. The CG at one point in time in the movie is kind of, you'll notice it kind of sticks out. It's not that floating kid's head in Love and Thunder. But it could be better. The big important thing about something like this, where it's an ensemble piece, where you have this group of misfits that band together, these losers separately, they come together, they have to aspire to be something more, they have to step up and be something better than themselves. That's the vibe you got with this. I realize it's kind of like what the Suicide Squad was both times. But that's just what you get with this kind of movie. There's plenty of other movies, not just comic book movies, that have this type of vibe, have this kind of like story going for it. The only thing that sucks about the Thunderbolts is you cannot get the true like Thunderbolts from the comics, where it was really the Masters of Evil and Baron Zemo and all that kind of shit. Just not. Well, we had it in the comics. We had to enjoy the shock and everything in the comics. That's just we were never going to be able to like get that again in live action. We got what became later of the Thunderbolts, where they're more of like a government black ops team. They do shit like that nobody else will. They get their hands dirty. Some of them die. They're at the behest of whoever is in charge. That type of thing. I mean, it just is what it is. As I said, plenty of other movies, superhero and not superhero, like fall into this category. It's a matter of the ensemble that you pull together and their chemistry, and if it works. And yes, it does. Florence Pugh is, as I've said many, many times, is the single best casting that has happened in the MCU since Endgame. Period. Point blank. There is no argument. There is no, like, if you argue that, then you're stupid. I'm sorry. Like, she is the best. She is the glue that holds this film together. She is the emotional center of this film. It opens like with her in a difficult spot where she's just lost. She's kind of going through the motions. She's feeling what she does doesn't matter. She's lost her sister. Her and her dad don't talk. Like, she's just feeling just like she's just like floating through life, like just doing the bare minimum. And like, I gotta admit, this movie, maybe just this time of year, which if you know me personally, around April, late April to early May is a really, really shitty time of year for me personally, on a personal level, for a few reasons. If you know me, then you know. So seeing what she was going through, and just the sort of, even with the others in this film, just the attention on like depression and trauma and processing trauma, kind of like compartmentalizing trauma, and yet finding a way to process it, to get through. Like, it resonated with me personally on levels that I did not expect. There was at least like one scene where it got a little dusty in the theater. I don't know if it's because I'm just in a sensitive place right now, emotionally, that it affected me more than usual, but it was hitting those beats for me that I found very, very surprising. This was a film that, to me, other people might say it's a carbon copy comic book movie. It's the same shit we've seen before, the same tropes, yada yada yada. I mean, for me, it just, and I say this all the time. There's no good like ideas. There's good formulas. I say that all the time for TV. Same thing with movies. Like, you can look at any movie and you could just name 5 or 6 other movies immediately that did the same thing, had the same story beats, but it's a matter of the execution. And if they just do enough, just give you something a little bit different enough to kind of trick your brain into thinking that you're seeing something different, new, never before. Like, and this movie, coming from the emotional, trauma-based angles that it does, did that trick to my brain where it felt different enough for me to really just get into the movie and enjoy it from that standpoint. And I truly enjoyed it from that standpoint. Like I said, about half hour, 40 minutes, I'm going to go see it again. And that's fine. Like, this is a movie I want to go see immediately. I'm going to enjoy it. It was good. The actress playing Ghost, I forget her name off the top of my head, but she was great in it. Wyatt Russell as U.S. agent was great in it. David Harbour as Red Guardian. I was kind of worried after seeing like the What If episode with him and Sebastion Stan, as Bucky. Kind of worried that they were gonna overdo it in the film like they did in just 25 minutes of that show. But they didn't really. I mean, he was good in his role as sort of the comic relief, over the top guy, but who also delivered like the message to Florence Pugh, which we've seen bits of that in the trailer, to show her the way and kind of show her what she needed to do, or set her on the path to kind of understand what she needed to do to help save the day. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Valentina, just a slimy, just like evil, yet I'm doing this for the greater good, those types of characters. She was good in it. The way that she kind of like gets one over on them, like kind of gets the last laugh, I guess, is funny, clever, how she did it. But she was good in it. There is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. The post-credit scene has the most to do with what comes next. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like the failures of Phase 4, where none of the post-credit scenes paid off. This one is setting up some stuff, setting up a few different narratives. If you've already kind of guessed how the next film in the series, The Fantastic Four, it's not spoiler territory, but if you guessed kind of how that movie is going to go, because we know that takes place in an alternate sort of world, alternate Earth, that sort of thing. If you kind of guessed how that movie's going to go in the end, then, this credit scene kind of tips off that that's actually what's going to happen. Still made me excited seeing it. There's just stuff I want to talk about. We're going to do a spoiler video. It's going to be short, but there's specific stuff that I want to talk about in this. We're going to do a video on that. 20 people are going to watch it, but I don't give a fuck. We're going to do it. This movie was fun. The action was good. The Sentry, or the Void as a villain, was kind of this all-powerful, being. I was kind of curious about what they were going to do with that. Was the power of love going to save the day? It kind of did, but again, they did it well enough to where I was interested. I didn't feel cheated. I was satisfied with the ending. I like this movie. This was a good movie. This was a good course correction to the shit we got, to large dose of shit we got in Phase 4. I'm hoping this continues with Fantastic Four later on this year, and we can have just get back to having consistent winners for the MCU. This was good. Go see it. Plain and simple. I'm curious as to what the opening box office is going to be, and kind of the second week, percentage drop off and stuff. We'll talk about that. We'll look at it when we get those numbers in. But Thunderbolts was good, and you should go see it. I'm going to, in 45 minutes, I'm going to see it again, because it was good. And you should too. But those are my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, of course, and always, fuck Nazis and Nazi fucking sympathizers. And if you disagree with that or have a problem with that, there's something fucking wrong with you. And you should look in the mirror. Anyway, until next time, let us geek.